Well, speaking of courts, the road to get here has been costly as well. Our partners at Signal Cleveland say the fight between the city of Cleveland and the Browns cost taxpayers at least $1 million just in legal fees.
Yeah, and when you look at it in the total scheme of things, $1 million to the $2.6 billion price tag, it seems like small potatoes, but we're paying for that $1 million. And we want to bring in 3 News contributor Mark Naymik now. No one follows the money better than you, Mark. There's been a lot of political tension and arguing in court over how this stadium is funded. How do officials justify the public investment, and what arguments have critics raised about the total cost?
Well, first, good afternoon, Betsy and Jay. It is very exciting as a longtime reporter on Browns issues to be standing here. They justify it by pitching this as the biggest economic project we've seen in decades, right? $2.6 billion. That is paychecks, that's supplies, and that is economic development, at least here, right? We know the argument has been it pulls from downtown. But I will say this has not been as easy as in the past. Remember, the Haslams went for a 50-50 split initially, and they didn't get it. That tells us over time, the public, the taxpayers have tired a bit of paying for stadiums and justifying it. There is this other justification, that is, you don't want to lose a team, right? Is there a value you can put on this that attracts young people to come work for companies and other things? That certainly is real, harder to put a value on it. And there is, you know, right now in some of the political ads running in these primaries, people are using the stadium issue against certain politicians, saying they shouldn't be standing behind these owners. But today is the Haslams' day. They are putting in record money.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of change. And as Dave just told us, 2/3 of every dollar that is spent for this project will come out of Jimmy Haslam's pocket. Mark, how would you characterize the level of cooperation or tension between city, county, and state leaders? Because we've seen that throughout the process.
I think right now they've all gone to their respective sides. You know, Chris Ronayne, the county executive, was invited to the event. He has a scheduling conflict, right, as it always goes. But I think right now they're standing down. Remember, the Browns have moved on. They're not seeking county money. If you look at the pie chart that they keep updating with the 67%, there's no more ask for that county money, Jay.
Yeah, that's it. Now, what political dynamics? I know you mentioned that briefly, how we're seeing some of this talked about in some of the political ads, but what political dynamics do you expect to emerge as this project moves into construction and then ultimately implementation and opening?
Well, you're going to see many politicians here today, including the governor and other county officials that supported this as an economic project. That's a win for them. Now, the win for perhaps Mayor Bibb and County Executive Chris Ronayne may be future political aspirations where they will argue that they stood up somehow to politicians and owners of these big sports stadiums. So I think that will come out in the next couple of years.
All right. Mark Naymik, live from Brook Park. Mark, thank you. Again, we have live coverage of groundbreaking ceremonies all evening long. It will start here in about 19 minutes at 5 o'clock. And if you'd like, you can scan that QR code on your screen, download the app on your phone or your smart TV, and you can watch the ceremony for free.